Who was she? That is the question the world has forgotten. Her name was Anna Grigorievna Dostoevskaya. At the age of 20, she stepped into the life of a man on the edge of despair. It was a fateful encounter that altered the course of world literature. The Russian writer Fyodor Dostoevsky was cornered. He had to complete a brand new novel, The Gambler, in just 1 month. But at that moment, he had not written a single word. November 1st, 1866 was the deadline. If he failed, that crooked contract with Stellovsky would take effect, giving the publisher exclusive rights to all of Dostoevsky's works, both past and future, for the next 9 years. And then, right in the midst of it all, she appeared, the young Anna Grigorievna. She was hired as his stenographer, strong-willed, earnest, and a bit nervous at first, but determined to help Dostoevsky however she could. That first day was a long one. Now then, let us begin from the moment Anna returned home from Dostoevsky's home, late at night, utterly exhausted. Goat Theater begins. Day 1, October 4th, 1866. Anna had promised to return to Dostoevsky's house the next day at noon. That evening, she came home late, exhausted after their first long day together. She still needed to transcribe the shorthand notes from that day, but she was too tired to work. So, she decided to finish them in the morning and went straight to bed. October 5th, Day 2. On the second day, Anna woke up early to transcribe her shorthand notes. She wanted to make a perfect copy, and because she worked so carefully, it took longer than expected. She arrived at Dostoevsky's home about 30 minutes past their agreed time of noon. At the door, Dostoevsky greeted her with a look of relief. Then he said, "This work has been so difficult, I was afraid you might not come back. I was even worried the shorthand notes from last night wouldn't return." Anna responded sincerely, "I'm truly sorry for being late, but please believe this. If I ever decided to turn down the job, I would first return everything I've transcribed and only then tell you of my decision." Those words seemed to open Dostoevsky's heart. Anna's honesty gave him a deep sense of trust and reassurance. After that, Dostoevsky began to speak about the situation he was facing. The contract with Stellovsky, the heavy debts, and the pressure of working on his long novel, Crime and Punishment. All of it had left him in a position he couldn't escape from. Later on, Anna reflected on this in her memoir. In 1866, Dostoevsky was completely absorbed in Crime and Punishment, pouring all his energy into shaping it skillfully. But how could someone suffering from such illness possibly go on to write another long novel on a completely new subject? Her words show just how clearly even Anna understood the pressure Dostoevsky was under. Dostoevsky had also written about this painful situation himself. In a letter to his friend Wrangel 8 months before he met Anna. A long novel is a poetic task. To complete it, you need peace of mind and the power of imagination. But I'm being tormented by creditors. They threaten to send me to prison. It tears at my nerves and emotions and leaves me shaken for days at a time. Even so, I still have to sit at my desk and write. And then there's my health. I've been suffering badly from epilepsy. And for nearly a month now, I've also been dealing with severe hemorrhoids. You probably don't know what that's like. I had to lie on a couch for 15 days. 15 days without being able to hold a pen. Dostoevsky's line, "A long novel is a poetic task," is especially striking. In a situation that demanded total focus, he was under relentless pressure from creditors and suffering from both epilepsy and painful illness. You can feel the full weight of his struggle. Anna and Dostoevsky began working together every day, from noon until 4 in the afternoon. For the first few days, Dostoevsky struggled to get used to this new method, dictating his thoughts for someone else to write down. It didn't come naturally to him. He would often pause mid-sentence, fall into thought, or ask Anna to read back what she'd just written. And after about an hour of working, he'd sometimes say, "I'm tired. Let's take a break." Each day after finishing work at 4, Anna would return home and carefully transcribe everything she'd written in shorthand. Then, the next day, she'd bring the clean copy back to Dostoevsky's home. Day by day, Dostoevsky gradually got used to the new working style. He became more settled. The work began to flow more smoothly. And seeing that, Anna said she felt truly happy. The number of pages they completed each day also began to grow, and that progress gave Dostoevsky new energy and hope. Having a stenographer like Anna by his side, helping with the writing, it must have meant a great deal to him. It became a real source of strength, and perhaps even the hope that he might actually finish the novel in time. Dostoevsky began asking her often, "How many pages did we get through yesterday? How many in total? Do you think we'll make it by the deadline?" And when Anna confirmed, "I think we'll finish the novel as planned," his face would light up with joy. And seeing that, Anna couldn't help but smile too. Anna later reflected on how she felt at the time. "I didn't just feel like I was helping a writer I deeply respected. I started to feel proud, realizing that my presence was having a positive effect on his spirit as well. I no longer felt any sense of inferiority. This famous author no longer felt intimidating. He seemed more like an uncle or a kindly older friend, someone I could speak to freely and from the heart." Between dictation sessions, they would talk over tea. Dostoevsky spoke of many things: his fellow Russian writers of the time, his family, his late wife, why he had broken off an earlier engagement, and even his years of imprisonment in Siberia. At the time, Anna was still just 20 years old, and yet, even though she was so young, Dostoevsky, who was 45, could speak to her with full openness. She had a rare depth and warmth, the kind that invites trust without asking. Her own words reflect that same honesty and gentle warmth that characterized her nature. They also often discussed the novel they were working on together, The Gambler. It was as if they were part of the story themselves, finding enemies and allies among the characters. Anna disliked one particular character, but Dostoevsky explained at length the contradictions and inner struggles buried deep within that figure. Once again, Anna was moved by Dostoevsky's extraordinary insight, his ability to perceive the full complexity of human nature expressed through every person he wrote. It seems things are finally starting to go well, but they can't let their guard down. November 1st. As the deadline draws ever closer, a new challenge awaits Dostoevsky and Anna. At the very last moment, the crooked publisher Stellovsky sets a trap. How will Dostoevsky and Anna face it together? Well then, until next time, I'll be waiting by the fire.